Hello friends, it's Claudine with Foxy Finances. Today I'm coming to you from a very messy desk to try to get some things in order because it's payday. And actually today I got paid and my husband got paid. Usually we don't have our paychecks fall on the same pay date. So this is good because it actually happened the last check also. So I don't know if this is going to be a new trend, but we are going to do my cash planner today. And I actually have already filled in the majority of the envelopes that we are going to be taking cash out of the bank to stuff into envelopes. These are largely, well, I divided them out by my paycheck and my husband's paycheck. But these are mostly like not the longer term sinking funds, that's with the next check, but these are mostly like the things that we do monthly that I will stuff for like the next 2 weeks, and maybe it'll only be the one stuffing of the month. So I don't know if that makes sense, but what I mean by that is, for example, Chewy and fuel, I only stuff this once a month and I don't split it between both of my paychecks for the month. I allocate one paycheck and then the other paycheck goes to something totally different. So I think you know what I'm saying, but I've actually been thinking about doing cash stuffing for my things like this, like gas for the car and prescriptions and things like that, groceries, stuffing them every week instead of just once a month stuffing it. But we'll see, because I feel like my only concern is that I don't want to get too complicated, and because if it's complicated, then I'm going to just avoid it and I'm not going to do it. So here we are with the full monthly stuffing, and that's okay. Let's just go for it. So on my cash planner, just to review, what I do is I use my paycheck budget worksheet here for the payment that I get. This is my second pay of May. And then I determine what I'm going to take out in cash and what I'm going to leave in the bank. And more things are going to probably be shifting over to leaving in the bank as needed. But for example, you can see down here, the Aviator credit card, I was going to take that out in cash, but I actually need to pay that because we spent a little bit over in the last part of the month. So this is going to move over into leave in the bank, and then I can just pay that directly. So I will say that I know that my husband's next check, which is going to be the first check in June, is going to be significantly less than it usually is. And I've talked about this before, that my husband's paycheck and pay dates are both fairly fluctuating. They're variable. So what we're going to do when I do my paycheck budget and when I do my monthly budget planning, which will be happening very soon, even though, well, it's already the end of May. So yeah, it's time. It's time to do the next month's budgeting. So I'm going to need to really take a close look at my envelopes and see which envelopes I can not stuff, which are maybe like savings challenges I cannot stuff, maybe Costco for like the food part of Costco. We'll have to see. I'm going to have to take a really close look at it because I'm going to need to be very frugal in the month of June. We have several medical bills that are going to be coming due, and I'm actually taking a last minute trip to Vegas. So I'll tell you about that in a little bit, but I've got lots of expenses coming up and the income is not changing. It's going down a little bit. So very stressful situation if you've been in it before, but I'm going to make it work and I'm going to figure it out. So that's why I have all of these tools to help me really get a good big picture overview of what my finances are. So I filled out the envelopes, and now I'm going to take the paycheck budget and worksheet, and I'm going to figure out how much each of these are based on what I've written down, and then how I want to allocate that into denominations of bills so I can fill out my bank teller slip and get the cash either today or probably tomorrow on Saturday. But I would definitely want to make sure to do it before the holiday on Monday because everything's going to be closed. Okay, so for gas, we allocate $140 for the month, and that will be in one 100 and two 20s because I usually use the Costco credit card for that, so I don't need to have cash on hand, but I do like to have $20 in my wallet just in case I have to get gas someplace else. And actually, that reminds me, I just signed up for Upside, which is sort of a rewards app, I think kind of like Fetch, which I use a lot. And so if anybody is using Upside, I'd love to hear your experience with it and how it actually works, because I must have signed up for it a long time ago because it was already in my cloud, and then I just re-downloaded it and logged in. So I don't know what the instructions are, but I've never actually used it. So if you're using Upside for your gas, let me know. All right, moving on. Chewy is $100, and we do that in just one $100 bill because I put that on the credit card and then I pay it off, but I like to hold it. This is a good example of when I leave something in the bank versus taking it out in cash. So the Chewy is cat food and supplies, but I don't like to leave that in the bank because I am afraid that if it's just in the bank, I'm going to spend it, even though I know what it's for. I really need to take it out of the bank, put it into my envelope, and then return it to the bank when I make that charge onto the credit card. That's what works for me, and I just know myself. So that's why that comes out, even though I put it online shopping. Amazon, same thing. It's $100, and we're just going to use one 100 because I don't really, I try not to spend a lot on Amazon, but when I do, it goes specifically onto an Amazon credit card, and then that is how that works. Prescriptions, we get 100, and that one I take out in 20s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that is 5 20s. My husband gets 300, and usually I do that in a combination of 20s and 10s. But I'm thinking this time I might do a couple 50s. Let's see, let's do 2 50s. So that's 100, and then 5. No, let's just do it all. Here's the thing, because I do give this to him, but we also have some of it. I think I'm going to do it all in 50s. We have some rollover that I'll show you when I do my unstuffing. I think I'm just going to do all 50s. So 2, 4, 6. So that's 6 50s. Okay. Household gets 50. And I'm going to do that in a 50 as well. Challenges get 10 for this time, and we're going to do that in singles. And then groceries get 300, and those are $75 for 4 weeks. So we're going to do, I should really do the math in advance for this one, but we're going to do 4 50s, which makes 200. And then the rest we'll do in, let's see, I need it to be 5s and 10s. I'm going to have to come back. To this one with the calculator because it's too early. Costco is going to get one $50 bill for like Costco food, not Costco gas. The Aviator card I mentioned, I'm leaving in the bank. This is my husband's paycheck now. His savings challenges get $50. And whoops, I'm going to flip that over. His savings challenges get $46 because my math came out wrong with the mortgage on the other side. And then the lawn care gets 150. So that gets 100 and 150. And then for the 46 in challenges, I like to do those in singles as well. So 46 in singles. And that's it. And now I did actually buy a calculator because I don't have one, strangely enough, but I ordered it from like Temu, and so it's coming. It'll take a while to get here. But what I'm going to do is I will add up all these amounts to make sure that it totals what I have on my budget planner. And then I'm going to add up each of these in the row that they're in, and then put not like both of the denominations, but like the numbers of how many. So for example, if I'm going to need 56 singles, so I can do that here, but I need to fill in, what did I say? My husband's. Well, I might go back through that, but there was one that I needed to fill in. So I think I'm going to go back to my husband and kind of figure out if I want to do 50s for that. But that's it. So this is my cash planner. This is for both paychecks for the second part of May, and I am in pretty good shape. So if you enjoyed this, I hope you'll stick around and you can hit subscribe and the bell to see all of my content. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.